Hi folks, the Filipina P here. And today's question is, what do women think of men who leave their home countries to seek love in foreign lands? Well, apparently there's quite a war of words going on between a certain segment of Western women and men who pursue international relationships. It seems there's a lot of animosity against these guys, with name-calling and outrageous accusations. The conflict centers around a movement called the Passport Bros, who are typically black guys who have gotten fed up with the situation in the West and decided to look elsewhere for a happy life. Now, even though the Passport Bros are mostly African Americans, I think you'll recognize the same tactics being used to shame any guy who dares to dream of finding a better mate overseas. So what are these women saying about the men?
Passport bros go to third world countries and purchase little girls and turn her into a breeding mare. They're little girls, you're sick.
Hey, who you calling a little girl? So where is all this anger against the Passport Bros coming from? It sounds like the guys just want to find greener pastures, and their women don't seem to like him very much anyway. So what's the problem? Well, let's listen to how one woman describes the Passport Bro phenomenon.
Black women, are you ready? Apparently there's a group of, you guessed it, black men who have grown weary of the quote control that black women have over them. So they've decided to seek dominance elsewhere. And that's in the form of traveling to third world countries to seek a bride. What's at play here is that these dusty, mediocre at best so-called men have finally come to the realization that black women are no longer willing to settle for the bare minimum and are choosing to stay single and maintain their peace. If divesting to desperate and disenfranchised women is so great, why do you all have to make an announcement, a grand announcement? Oh, I know why. Because you actually think that this will hurt black women. So, sayonara, arrivederci, adios.
Okay, so the undesirable, dusty, mediocre, at best, so-called men want to get away from you? I wonder why they want to do that. You sound really sweet and not bitter at all. As for why the Passport Bros want to announce their intentions, maybe they're not trying to hurt women. They're just letting other men know that leaving is an option. But if you want to make it all about you, be my guest. So how does this next lady describe the movement?
I am not mad about black men getting their passports and paying to play overseas. I just truly want to help these men to see logic and reason. A man that's looking to marry a foreign woman went to an event wearing a top hat. Brother, are you serious? You look ridiculous. And you're clearly undesirable, but I'm sure that you've blamed black women for your lack of what it takes to attract them. But you want to go overseas where women are unaware culturally of your nature and pay them to pretend while you give them nothing but money and a wet behind. They aren't marrying these women. The men in this movement are largely undesirables or men that want to use a woman freely.
Name? What's your name?
Third.
Okay, third. Let me ask you a question. You 39?
Yes.
Are you in a relationship right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How long you been in this relationship?
I've been in this relationship for a few months now.
Okay. When you first got into this relationship, we men, let's keep it 100.
Most definitely.
What was the woman that you dealing with? Does she have a job? Does she work? Does she have kids?
Yes, she have her own business and she's a nurse too.
Okay.
Well.
So now you pick somebody who's doing for herself, you doing for herself, but what did you have to come in the same? Damn, I want to be with her, but damn, I don't know if I have enough money, or do I have to do this or that? Or you did the old traditional, let me see how this go from the beginning for me to feel secure to be with her.
Well, first, my choice of woman is very different than a lot of other people. So like instantly, I looked at who she was from the inside. Like I looked at, first off, I looked at her relationship with God. Like that's number one. Like if you don't have a relationship with God, like, or your creator per se, right? The God of everyone's understanding. If you don't have that, then we can't build on nothing. So you know what I mean. So approaching the situation, you know, that was the main source of the conversation. Now, of course, I never look at things like that because I'm a natural provider. Like I was raised that way. I was just raised by my grandfather and my grandmother were together since they were 13 and 14.
There you
My
go.
grandmother never ever had a job. So you know what I mean. So it was a thing of me being raised around men who were providers, but also by her already having her thing on level, she made it easy for me to not be under that level of pressure. And even when I lost, even because I had lost a few things right in my life, so it put me in a struggle. She was there to say, you know what? No, baby, I'm gonna pick you up because you don't have to be under that pressure. Because now, of course, if we the provider, it puts us under pressure. Because now we like, oh man, like how am I be able to, you know? But when you got a strong woman who understand life in general and understand that there will be ups and downs, that everything is not always going to be up. That's not the law of gravity. Things go up, things come down, things go around, things come back around. And when you deal with a woman of that sort, it makes it easier on us as men to be able to prosper and push forward through whatever struggles we go through.
You made a statement, blame the men.
Yeah.
But then also, I thought about this topic because women stand by each other no matter what. You could be dead ass wrong and they're going to stand by that woman.
Most definitely.
I seen one woman last night saying, why have a baby, 6 kids by one man, when you can have 6 kids by 6 different men and you get more money in child support?
That's an agenda. That's what my mother always used to call a person like that. That's a fool. That's a person who has a form of intelligence but clearly have no common sense. And that's not to downplay anybody or talk down on anybody, but let's be for real. Like a woman who has 6 different baby fathers
on purpose now.
On purpose though, that's a woman that is not worthy of nothing but her very own destruction. And the kids' failure
of growing up with their fathers because they used the kids against the fathers. And I had that situation, you know, where one of my daughter's mothers used that against me. Much as I went to go and try to get my daughter to come be with me, she was on welfare. I offered to put a phone in the house. I offered to do this and that, and she told them no. So the sad part about it is, how do we win? In today's society with the women, that for younger guys being like, listen, if I can't get a Birkin bag or you can't pay for my hair and my eyelashes, you broke.
I mean, at this point in life and society, it's no way we're going to be able to fix it. We just going to be the only thing that we can do is work on the ones or put that high level of intelligence and energy into the ones who are worth it. The ones who you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's as strong as can be. And at this point, we have to more so not work on the adults, but work on the children. Like work on the younger generation to teach the younger girls that that's wrong. That's a wrong mentality. You know what I'm saying? And not you tell them that not where you're supposed to get, but yeah, they throw it in the timeline like the same women talk down on.
Now let me give both your brothers something to think about.
All right.
I've been in hip hop since 1977. Growing up, let me just give you something. We had black girls and Hispanic girls was available to us. You look at it today, being the fact hip hop is global. The white chicks, the Korean chicks, the Japanese chicks, the Filipino chicks, they all copy our style of our women, and now they become the exotic chick to the black guys, and the young guys go to them and leave our sisters over here. is that a fail for cause? Like, oh, I got me a Filipino chick, or I got me a Mexican or Dominican chick that speaks like the black girl, or now shape like the black girl, the same attitude, the same hand movements, and then the black women are going to get BBLs, something that you don't really need, but they losing because
Yeah.
25, 30 years ago, all these nationalities and chicks were not available in the culture that we live in right now. It is because of hip hop. You open the doors
All right.
to chicks in every nationality. Because when I was growing up, a white girl was listening to rock music. A Chinese kid, my friend Michael Chen, didn't know no shit about no R&B or no Temptation. But now that we all in the subcultural division where you go look at Love and Hip Hop and you go and look at these shows and these girls that got white girls with asses and the lips, and I mean, just take the Kardashian for an example. You got all these girls looking like them, and the black girls are losing, and the guys are running to them because they say they're exotic. What's your take on that?
Go ahead, bro. Go first.
Oh, yo, I'm saying like, yeah, hey, yo, you covered mad ground right there, son. But
Listen,
I
there's
said like,
a variety of women. You look at the NBA players. Look at the variety. For
yeah,
every black girl, there's 9 girls of non-black ethnicity with an NBA player.
that is crazy. And yo, a lot of it's psychological though. I mean, they might psychologically see something outside of their demographic as like a trophy or something like
No,
that.
but they still have the same flavor as a black chick. Yo, they would talk like them.
But at the same time, though, I mean, they're part of the culture, though. You can't tell them they're not
Okay,
if they.
but what I'm trying to say is, but then the sisters get knocked out.
But you know what, though? Let me say this though. Like when it come down to that, you can't you gotta blame though. You gotta blame the black. You gotta blame the black influencer who is at the top of who is at the top of the food chain.
Really, though.
And I'm gonna keep this 100 and bottomless. No, I don't sugarcoat my tongue at
I
all.
know,
Like
son. Words, son.
like Jay-Z himself. He's a part of the problem. He's not a part of the solution. Why? Because you took your wife from being a very influential woman into the young black girl being the good girl that comes from the South to in a positive presentation and turned her to a whore in the public eye. And when it comes down to entertainers, there's no entertainer in this generation that is bigger than Beyonce. So and then you go from having Beyonce, now you have Rihanna who's doing the same thing. Then you have and these are women of influence in the black community. You go from that to now you have people like you have Megan Thee Stallions and all these other girls, the Cardi B's and so forth and so on who followed suit. But now, but it overshadows the women of positivity and of strength, like women like Michelle Obama, who stood forward on the front line for the black woman and presented a total different eye. So we gotta blame those at the higher ups. You know what I'm saying? And not blame the women, the white women who present themselves, you know what I'm saying, in the eye of the public of being a part of the culture. Because contrary to what people believe, Kim Kardashian has done much more for the incarcerated black man than people like Jay and them has done. Hands down. That's facts. You can research it.
I know about that. I know about the help for the bill because she's in California. Maxine Waters and them is out
most
there.
definitely.
But I'm just trying to say, our women are beautiful. There are women for every type of man out here.
Yeah.
But it seemed like now that they got to spend 3-4 hours to put all this makeup, the glue, the eyelashes, the airline, the getting BBLs, you're dying. You know, you don't have the slim chick that's 5'5" and she's 125. You know, and that's why I love Kevin Samuels. You're 5'3" and you're 195, but I'm 5'9" and 191. What I'm gonna do with you? And see, it started in the hood. Oh, you thick, mom, or you got a fat ass. But then at the end of the day, you was obese. And we don't tackle that situation because we get accused of fat shaming. It's cool when they throw Lizzo out there, right? But if we say something, we fat shaming. And they call it BBW, beautiful black women. But what about the beautiful black men that are overweight? But no, you're big and tall. You see how society is. And at the end of the day, we look at our women, they got green hair, purple hair, orange lipstick, orange hair. It's like, where's your natural ability of being who you are as opposed to being what you're not?
But that's why I started off from earlier when I made my initial statement that we men are the reason why they have this body dysmorphia, why they have this lack of self-esteem, because it is our duty to encourage them. We are the head. We are the leaders of the family. We are the leaders of the community. So if we don't empower them, if we don't put that self-love beauty that starts with us, though, because for sure woman came from man not from woman. So if we don't empower them, they're not gonna feel comfortable. They're not gonna feel happy or loved in their own skin that they're in. You know what I'm saying?
Where you from?
From Baltimore.
You from Baltimore? And I live in Baltimore. I used to have a store at Patasco Flea Market.
Okay, got you.
But I'm from New York.
Okay.
New York women, yo, what up, bro? Yo, suck my dick. Like, okay.
Yeah.
When you look at Cardi B, she got married, but you know she still got a rough edge.
For sure.
But she married to her husband. I'm quite sure there's a whole feminine side to her. Even Nicki Minaj, that's married, feminine side. I look at Rihanna, who's a role model. I had a disagreement with a girl because you got a baby with what is it, AS Rocky got with Rocky, but you're not married. Yeah. But you gave him a baby. So now you're a baby mama. You know what? When I look at, even though you had to think about Jay-Z and Beyonce, they married, you know, what's her name? Alicia Keys and Homeboy's married. Mm-hmm. But now you got the girl Gorilla. She sat up here the other day and said she wear dark underwears to hide doodle stains in her panties.
I ain't mean to laugh, but that's funny though.
You heard when she said that, right? It's like, where does it stop? But then they get mad when you got brothers out here that have no kids, that want to do things with their life, don't maybe not want to have kids until they get married. And they travel abroad because they're finding women who want to cook, be submissive. I don't need a Birkin bag. I don't need the Louis Vuitton. I don't need this. I don't need that. Want to be a family and be at peace. Because the phone can get a lot of these women in trouble. You know, sure. You got OnlyFans, or I make my own money. If you ain't making more than them, then they don't want to be with you. Let's be real. If you and your girl broke up right now, me and you went to the club, we just normal brothers. We're not getting shit that night. We end up with what's left over for the leftovers 3 days like Thanksgiving. Because those in there, they going after those with the paper, that's buying the bottles, doing all this and all that. And that's just the way the game go.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been like that, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Coming from where I come from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, but you had Club Ones on Monday. If you live in Baltimore, you had, remember Club Ones on Monday nights? Okay, yeah. Club Ones. Okay. Close 2 o'clock, boom. But at the end of the day, you was a mandatory to buy a bottle. You could buy a glass. Now you gotta buy a bottle. You can't even sit at the table. unless you buy so many bottles.
Right.
Then I call them pirates. The guys that hang around you, like they gonna leave that shit. You know, we gonna go and act like it's just like it's sad today, like to even go out, to even take a girl out. You can't. You can't. I was watching a video. Guy with this girl for so many years, bought her ring, asked her to get married. They was in the car. She threw the ring out the window.
Sickening.
It ain't like our men don't want to be with our women. It's just like, yo, a lot of masculinity. I don't listen, man. That masculine shit with me, when there's no men around, it's all women, and you are very masculine. It ain't nothing sexy about that shit.
Yeah, that's a fact, though. That's a fact.
And if you even if you and your girl broke up and you meet a new girl, you say, I'm gonna take you to this restaurant, but she gonna say, well, I don't want to go to that restaurant. I want to go to this restaurant. You said, nah, I want to go here. Oh, what, you broke? Oh, what kind of car you drive? Come on. That's all that's in the equation these days.
And you know, I think, like, honestly, I think it just come to the fact that men search for what they need in the women that they want. And what I mean by that is you say that you need, men say they need loyalty, they need, you know what I'm saying, they need respect, they need honor, so forth and so on. But you're going to look for it in a woman who is selfish. That's what you want, though. You want the woman with the big old booty. You want the woman with the sex appeal. You want the woman who, you know, who you can eye candy, basically. But you take her home and she ain't worth nothing. She's a dressed up trash can.
Well, I mean, like, I know a friend of mine's. Hey, yo, she stayed at his house. He like, yo, man, yo. She woke up the next morning, when she came out the bathroom. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this?
That's how
you took all that shit off. That ain't what it is. It ain't just only black women. With white women, let me see you look what you look like natural.
Right.
Because all that clown shit, that's not you.
Yeah. Facts. And that's why we gotta get out of the thing of just looking at it from a black community perspective. Because it's everybody.
No, and you know what? In this post, I put Latin and white chicks to let them know, like, yo, the tabloids have these white big name celebrities when they just out regular, like, god damn.
Yeah.
Makeup is a motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like men, they want the superstar type of chick. You know what I'm saying? Rather than looking at the woman, I'm gonna use something for instance. You know how you go to the supermarket and it'll be that real pretty woman. She's beautiful personality, but she worked the cash register at the supermarket. The average guy won't go for her. Why? Because to him, and I'm saying the average guy, because a guy that's high vibrating, he see past her job description. You know what I'm saying? But the average guy, he'll see her and be like, oh nah. Why? Because he feels like, oh, she not worthy, like she not arm candy. But at the end of the day, that's the same woman what he need. The woman who he go out and work. He come home. She got that food cooking. She got that good massage for his back. She got, you know what I'm saying? And
you remember that movie Pretty Woman with Richard Gere?
Yeah.
He took her off the street and transformed her. How many people say that you look like Redman?
No, not many.
Not Redman, Method Man.
Yeah, I've heard meth. I've heard meth. I've heard Common.
Yeah.
I've heard like mostly it's always been Common, but I haven't heard meth at all. Like I heard meth like twice. Yeah, for sure.
What part of Baltimore you in?
I'm from Southwest Baltimore, but I'm in East Baltimore right now.
With the Monument Street?
No, I'm like Northeast.
Listen,
Like
I lived there for 12 years and still couldn't tell you the difference between when I first moved to Parkville, that I lived down near the rail, going near the harbor.
Yeah.
I still couldn't tell you the difference between East, West. All I know what Martin Luther King Boulevard was. I can tell you that much.
Right.
But I was off Monument, and I was there for 12 years, and I had my store in Patasco Flea Market. And just even like with the Balti girls, you know, it was like they different than New York women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then you had the girls that live in the county, you know. But I'm just looking at the women today. If I was younger in the dating game, I think I'd be confused, because depending on what you're looking for and depending on where you find them at.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of them had that mentality, what can you do for me? Because most guys ain't trying to go into the game if you got kids, because you're taking care of somebody else's kid, where you can start your own family. What up, Easy AD from the Cold Crush Brothers, my man. But like I said, we're talking about the Passport Brothers, and I said earlier, black women are upset, claiming that our black men are going to these different countries and they getting young girls, prostitutes, and they getting them a green card. No, a lot of these brothers go over there and don't even come back.
Yeah, that's a fact. You ain't even lying. Like, that's real. Like, I gotta, like, listen, it's a Baltimore rapper named Tess. His name is Tess410. Like, he on Instagram. He got a huge following because he signed to Future. He signed to Free Bangs, right? This brother went to London, and like literally, he spends his time in America, but like he lived in London because he has children over there. He went over there, he met a woman, gorgeous woman, met her, had 2 twin boys with her. And that's his life. You know what I'm saying? So I totally agree that a lot of the brothers go over there and they find a new breath of fresh air over there. For one, because the culture is different in other countries. Over here, everything is about high elevation. Like, it's
materialistic things for the women.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, in America, it's superficial. Like, everything is superficial. Everything is about being that person, like being an alum, like being famous. But in other places, not saying that they don't have that same perspective or that same mentality, but over there, they are more in tune with their culture.
Exactly.
And like tribalism, you know what I'm saying? Especially in like places like continents of Africa, like the continent of Africa, you know what I'm saying? In the Africa diaspora, they definitely are tribal people, you know what I mean? Because we are them and they are us, you know what I mean? So that's one thing that I identify with. But even in places like Scotland and in France, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that Americans don't even understand that there are
Take your phone off me.
whole communities.
Yeah, but the problem is they're getting mad because they, at one point, it was going to DR, Colombia. Now they're going to the Philippines. They're going here. Brothers move there. They have no kids here.
Yeah,
you know, they get married. They ain't got to deal with all the mass. They say they come back here and they be mad.
Yeah.
They talk to the women, they mad. And how can we help our women from being mad? How can we get the feminine side back to a lot of the women?
You know how, though? And once again, I'm gonna say something that probably gonna piss some people off. Stop praising people like Kevin Samuels and Charleston White. Those two are cancers to our community.
Kevin is dead.
Yeah, now, I mean, Kevin is dead, so his dad is paid.
But Kevin didn't. But Kevin told them the truth.
But he told them the truth. But he also degraded the black woman to a high degree, though. Because,
well,
like,
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. The reason why he told them the truth because nobody else would tell him the truth. The reason why Steve Harvey can't do it on TV because you lose your commercial values.
He's controlled.
Right.
He's controlling.
So when Kevin Samuels say, listen, let's be honest between me and you. You're a high value man. You got no kids. You can fly whenever you want to fly. You can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to be in a relationship. You can have whoever you want, whenever you want. Why would you want to take a woman that got 3 or 4 kids and have her problems?
Because it's not about her kids, though. It's about, well, no, it is about her kids, but let's say for instance, she dating this man and she never mentioned her children. Then what? I
think a man of that caliber is going to find out way early, because if he say, listen, let's get on the jet tomorrow and let's go to Switzerland.
Or I'll even hit it on this end. This is where Kevin Samuels went wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. I totally agree. When it comes down to a man who don't have children and who don't have those level of responsibilities to be able to get up and go, I do believe that he should be with a woman who matches his same livelihood. I do agree with that.
But you know what the crazy part?
However, I will say this though. If the woman, let's say for instance, you're a man, you say you're 64, right, big brother?
Right.
So you're 64, right? Let's say you're a high value man. So of course, you're more so gonna be in tune with a woman who is, even if she's a little younger than you, she's like kind of like middle age. Like I'll say, like let's say
40.
Come on. let's say about 4. Let's say like 40, right?
Listen,
she's 40.
I'm reciting what my dear brother K. Slay said to me. God bless him. Say, yo, Van, you always like to do layups. You never like to dunk. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When you at that level, okay, it's cool for a white man, 60, 70, to have a girl 25, 30, 40. No problem. I ain't trying to marry you, sweetie. I just want you out with me, or whatever we do. Or when I come back, I'm going to do what I'm going to do because I got the money.
I mean, but see, that's why it's a to each his own thing. Because like you have let's say for instance, if I'm a middle-aged man, I'm saying me personally. If I'm a middle-aged man, right, and I have businesses, like I'm a successful man in society, I'm not gonna want. Me personally, I'm not gonna want a woman who is young that I could just flaunt around. I'm gonna want a woman who maybe is a business, maybe a business owner as well, or she's a college graduate, or she's a woman that has a doctorate in business who can actually add to me rather than.
But you don't need her to add to you.
She's only gonna take away.
Okay, so that's like saying right now, any NBA player.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a woman in this world can add to their salary.
She can though.
No. How? You got bench guys making $100,000 a game.
Like for instance, I'm gonna use LeBron for instance. His wife.
But that was before he got the money.
No. Okay. Let's use Michael Jordan.
But she was with him before the money.
But yet and still.
And it cost him $168 million.
Michael Jordan knew wife.
Yeah, but he's older. That's what he wants. His kids are grown. Right. He paid $168 million to his wife.
What I'm saying is adding to it. Like it's not about.
But his wife can't add nothing to what he do.
She don't always gotta come with this. This right here, this brain is more.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. When Kevin told that girl, one girl, you got tattoos all over your chest. You're not going to be accepted into certain circles. Tattoos will keep you out of circles.
That's not true neither.
Oh, no, yes, it does. I'm telling you. You're not going to get around. No, you're not getting around the Robert Smiths and those guys if you are black. And I ain't talking about no puppet. A chick is not getting in that circle. I can tell you that.
I can tell you a woman right now in Atlanta, right now, the woman face tatted. And
she's not. Listen.
She's
not in the high socialite circle.
She is.
Who?
She is.
Who?
She is.
She's around
She is.
She's around billionaires.
Not billionaires,
But
but
then
she's
that's not how,
shaking
then
hands
that's
with
how,
millionaires, though. She's
no,
shaking
that's
hands
high
with millionaires.
socialite circle.
But see, once again, going back to what we was talking about, this is the reason why women feel the way they feel about men and black men per se. Because you'll have a woman who has had children. She was married before, and it's not like
if the children are old,
divorced. Maybe she was married to a man who was trash, and now she's a divorce.
The children,
because she got children, and because she
if the children are older and successful in life, that's one thing. But if you got little kids that you still got to deal with the baby's father, that's another thing. See, people.
Well, what if a woman got grown children though? That's what I'm saying. Getting to.
And that's one thing.
Right.
That's if she got grown children, they gone. But see, there's a different way. Black people get the misunderstanding of socialites. There's a level. You got Robert F. Smith, and ain't nobody in Atlanta in Robert F. Smith's circle because he's here. Okay? You can have tattoos on your face. You're not getting in the White House. You will never get invited. It's a critique. It's a critique who's going to run my company in Fortune 500 companies. Darker skinned brothers don't get the lick as lighter skinned brothers to have the opportunity to, oh, well, he's too angry or he looks too mean. You know, we could be the smartest person in the world. You understand what I'm saying?
I got you. I'm with you.
If you go look at T.J. Holmes right now on Good Morning America, and you look at Don Lemon, they were both brown-skinned brothers who started off at the same time. Look at the position that they got. If you go and look at Michael Strahan, he used to date Nicole Murphy.
I know.
You know what happened with that, right? He had a choice. They consider her a Shaquita because who she was hanging around. And that's just the way the game is. But it's just like when we look at certain things, we got real billionaires out here, and we got real multi-millionaires, and then we just got those who are valuation. The Kanye West, who was a valuation billionaire, it haven't even matured in the 5 years because you ran your pothole and it's out. But you go look at Kylie Jenner, it's still a valuation billionaire status. Because you can't go, you're not Jeff Bezos, you're not Elon Musk. He spent $44 billion buying Twitter. So when we start looking at things, and it all falls down to everything that's being pressured to the black men like me, you, or minorities, the young women that are flying out to Dubai, getting this money, and then when they hit the wall, they want to come to us good brothers when nobody's checking for them no more. And that's what's going on right now. You look at these young brothers right now. What did 6ix9ine do a couple weeks ago? Baby mama pissed him off. He went and bought 12 girls in Brooklyn a Birkin bag, $40,000 each.
Foolishness. This is why I say people praise the wrong things, man. Like,
exactly, man.
you got women out here who like, oh man, like, so we talking about 6ix9ine, who's a girl who is a definite stool pigeon. He did the unforgivable, the street unforgivable, right? He did these things. Then he goes and spends all this money, right? The women going crazy over him. Nobody, they overlooking the men, the soldiers, the men who stand on morals and principles, right?
Told them.
But guess what? That's the same thing about rappers who praise Jay-Z. You know why? Because Desi Perez is a government informant who
You know what?
going
Listen,
hold on.
I know.
Wait. Let me say this. That's factual.
No. I know.
Differentiate the upper two.
Listen,
it's the same.
That's another. I ain't scared to have that conversation. But that's another topic of what happened with the whole case.
But no. I use that for an example because it's all a part of misinformation.
Exactly.
To our people. This is why young brothers are going out here doing the unthinkable and committing crimes to live up to that standard. It's all about who's pushing what. It's the media. This is why things are the way that it is. Same thing with us having this conversation. When you have, let's say for instance, it's a young girl that's about 16 sitting here listening to this, right? She's listening to this conversation. We speak up on like Kevin Samuels. Now, once again, we have agreed that Kevin Samuels has hit some strong points when he was alive, right? However, when she go back and resurface and watch the majority of his content, what do you think her perspective mentally is going to be? Her perspective is going to be like, oh man, once I have kids, I'm done for.
But
once
you know what's so sad?
Gain some weight.
And his content is now the most show content being stolen by other people on YouTube.
And even like that's why I say Charleston White too, though.
Charleston White ain't Kevin Samuels. Charleston White is 80% like I'm on some real nigga shit. But the other 20, he's see what he could throw on the wall.
But he not. But to me, he not a real one to me. You know why?
No, there's a lot of shit he say that's real. Like, but
no, it's not. It's not.
No.
It's far-fetched. And I'm gonna tell you from a perspective of somebody who used to run a gang set. I'm talking from a perspective
from the gang perspective. I'm talking about when Charleston White was out on the streets helping the community.
What happened? What?
He used to do that. He used to. Charleston used to be out in Texas.
Okay. So you know in the game, you know what the youngest say. It ain't about what you're doing, what you used to do. It's about what you're doing now.
I know, but when he sat up here, and is a lot of things that he say. He became more of a internet. How would you say? Flavor Flav. Like, yo, he's entertaining.
But see, it's not entertainment when it's degrading to us.
But what I'm trying to say is entertaining to those who looking for the click and views,
right,
on a platform, as opposed where they got this thing. Would you want $500,000? You want to sit down and have lunch with Jay-Z? He said, man, give me the $500,000. Fuck Jay-Z. Listen, at the end of the day, the internet was supposed to be for networking. It's about who can get the best title, who can get the best heading, who can have the most craziest argument, who can say the most vile thing, who can say the most unbelievable shit. Right. And that's what I'm totally against, because I'm building my not in my house on natural, organic conversations. Nice. I'm not going to get up here and say, oh, well, you know, fuck Megan. I think she was lying. No, we got to learn how to have intellectual conversations of why and how that happened. We got to have the reason why I'm staying here with you, because you have an intellectual conversation from a two different generation of age. You young enough to be my son. Well, I'm telling you what I came from as opposed to what you've seen.
Most definitely.
And question was, let's go back to the World War I, World War II, Vietnam War. All of our soldiers of color who fought there ended up having families and kids. So when you started seeing a black Japanese girl, like, oh shit, oh, this black Korean shit. Yeah, that's either your uncle or your father, your cousin was a you know, and again, when we look at within our community of how the black men, I'm gonna say this much, we don't put nothing back into our community.
That's true. You hit that on the nose. You hit it on the nose. All these billionaires that we speaking about, they are the problem. You know why? Cause listen, them and the pastors, the people who have the money to provide for those who are in lesser fortunate situations. And that's what it all boils down to. We don't invest back in us, but invest back in everything else.
My man Bukan, I remember back in 95, 96, when I had my store on 125th Street. And I'm watching all these Koreans walking all up and down the streets, looking at the shell brownstones. Meanwhile, all the Harlem drug dealers riding around with the BBS and all this shit here. You riding with a building on your right there. That's a building. When I look at Dougie Fresh, who bought 3 brownstones on 143rd Street, I think he paid $200,000 each, fixed it up. Now they worth $5 to $10 million each. And it's the same shit in Baltimore. What's the hospital? The hospital buying up all the shit.
John Hopkins.
Yeah. They bought up everything.
Yeah.
And then and East Baltimore and all that, man, you still got places that can get fixed up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact.
But we don't want to put the money into it.
Yeah.
25, 30 years ago, Baltimore was like black families. Even when they shot The Wire at, even when they shot the other movie at, all that over there off before you get to North Avenue and all that. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we lost all that. Yeah. And at the end of the day,
and this the thing a lot of people don't understand too. Like in Baltimore, Baltimore has a lot of history. Like Baltimore has a lot of black cultural history. Like we are one of the 3 cities that actually have an all black history museum. Like we are one of the 3 cities that have.
First of all, Philly wasn't even as black as Baltimore back in the day.
Definitely not. Philly was mostly Italians and Irish people.
So, but again, in this whole conversation, and when you go and look at women, I ain't gonna take nothing away from our women. When you go and do look at the women who do work, take care of their kids, and the baby fathers come grab them and want to take the son on the corner, yo, this is my little man, but you ain't put $5 on that little man's back. You know, but meanwhile, like I said, hip-hop has gave a whole cultural grind of generation of, you can go to any country in this world, you got women that want to be like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and all that.
That's true.
And
that's true, I agree.
And being the fact that you ain't never, most black men ain't never experienced other cultural women until you go someplace. First time I've been out the country, I'm like, damn, holy shit. Not even out the country, just in Cali.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I got me a different Cali shit. So imagine if you an artist, you can get to be around an Indian chick, an Indonesian chick, a Japanese chick, a Korean chick, a German chick, a France, Finland.
Yeah.
As a black man, you get to say, oh, and when everything's changed in this culture, because also got to understand how the government made our women this way too.
They did.
And now they become masculine, and then the black man can accept the masculinity. Now you go run to the more feminine women of other cultures, and if you go look at everything, all these rich basketball players and athletes and all of them that have women and wives, they're not, the majority of them is not black. So when they die, that money go right to their family. Look at Tiger Woods and his wife. She got several $100 million from him. Yeah. Look at Kanye. You got 4 kids with Kim. She ain't black. She might be brown, but she ain't black. Tristan Thompson. Travis Scott.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go down the line, how many, even Nick Cannon, how many women that you got with those 12 kids, how many are black women are black?
That's real, though. That's real. That's real.
Yeah, you got LeBron. Okay, Michael Jordan wife was black at first. Shaq wife, Shawnee black. But you go look at a lot of these young players right now, they ain't messing with no black chick.
This why LeBron is one of the greats, because LeBron kept it real. Like LeBron kept it 100 because LeBron is from the trenches. He's not one of them basketball players. LeBron and D Rose come from the same level of environment. It's just that D Rose didn't make it far in his career because mentally he went somewhere different. It wasn't about his career was over because he got hurt too many times. It's just that he went somewhere different mentally. You know what I'm saying? He started getting more into his religion. He started getting more deeper into Islam. So he recognized something that was way more important. But this is why LeBron is such a huge role model for the children, because he kept it 100. He stuck with the same woman, and everything, all the support she gave him at his basketball games and wearing his oversized leather jacket in high school, he stuck to the code. You know what I'm saying? But how many men actually do that? How many men actually stick to the code and I'm saying black men? How many men actually stick to the code?
I'll give you one. Doug Christie, Doug Christie's wife was not, she was not letting Doug Christie go.
Yeah, real talk, though. Real talk.
What's her name? She was. They get married every.
She 100 too, though.
They get married every year.
Yeah.
When he got in that fight, she came on the court.
Yeah,
but I just want to make it to. Hey, it's your brother Van Silk. Not in my house. There's a topic I like to discuss. I feel that this topic is getting way out of hand. I mean, like, I'm getting the back of the house fixed because we just moved. So I'm doing this for the garage. I don't have my backdrop. But let's talk about the Passport Brothers. I see a lot of people, a lot of women getting upset. They have a thing called the Passport Brothers. And a lot of these women are accusing, especially the black men, going to different countries to get women. And they putting out accusations as underage girls, prostitution, or they gonna go out there because she wants a green card, and they broke, they gay. I don't understand why, when you are rejected, that they either gay, they broke, something wrong with them. And all these women are saying things. And if you didn't care, why are you bothering to even make videos? Some of y'all made videos 20, 30 minutes. But I want to have a discussion today. 1 p.m. right here on my Instagram page, and at 3 p.m. on my YouTube channel, Not in My House with Van Silk. Now, I want to say a few things, because it's not only black men that are getting their passport. And getting their passport, y'all should be happy that men are experiencing the world and traveling the world. Now, your women, your Western women here, and I'm not sitting up here taking anything away from y'all, because I think all of y'all are beautiful. But then it's a facade going on as well. Just like the men got the fake beards and the lace in their hair, a lot of your women overdo your makeup. And it's not really you. Now, in my day when I was growing up, we knew what all the girls looked like. And if they did put on a little bit of lipstick and mascara, somebody had pimples, but we accept them the way they was. Today, in the social media world, you are not what you look like. Let's talk about that for a minute. You're not what you look like. You're not. I said 90%, but it's a higher rate. Y'all don't go on social media. You don't leave your house without the new thing, the big ass eyelashes, the different color wigs. Some of y'all getting your lips fillers. You're getting the BBLs, and then you talk about your real. Then after you do all that, then you want to get on the internet and then you want to talk about that you're beautiful. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. But what we need to understand is that you have women out here that are naturally beautiful that don't wear no makeup at all. But then you got girls who have low self-esteem, and you have to waste hours to put on lace fronts and glue, and you got the airline eyelashes, and you learn how to do makeup on your skin to where you don't even look like the person that you really are. And most men want to know, like, yo, who am I with? This one, the makeup person, or the natural person? Then a lot of y'all get upset about your weight. 5'4", 190 pounds. Did you know that you got running backs in the NFL that are 6'1", 200, and you 5'4", 190, 200? But see, a lot of your women don't want to sit here and tell your friends, like, yo, girl, you need to lose some weight. Now, you got some guys who like big girls, but a lot of y'all are not big girls. You got a lot of guys that are obese, in fact, but we're talking about your women because you're putting the man down. We tell our friends, like, yo, my man, yo, you need to go to the gym. Yo, my man, yo, you need to go get a haircut. Yo, my man, you need to shake your beard up. We tell our people, men could tell each other that women hate to be rejected. And I'm not sitting here badgering y'all. I want to have a decent conversation. That's why a lot of y'all didn't like Kevin Samuels, because he told y'all the truth. Individually, he told y'all the truth and stayed on the topic. Now, let's talk about the Passport Brothers. This has been going on for a long time. This is not new. Even in World War I, II, Vietnam War, do you know how many men never came back, stayed there because they had a family? Where you think a lot of the mixed Japanese and a lot of mixed Chinese and a lot of the mixed kids came from? They came from when the men went to fight these wars. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be real cordial. Your women are putting a whole lot on men today. You want men, you got 2 or 3 kids and 3 baby daddies, you want the good guy now to take care of the choice you made. And vice versa. But see, it's the men that you're going after, calling them gay because he don't want to do this, or he's broke because he don't want to take you out and spend $500 on a meal on the first date, or he got to pay for your hair to get done, or in order for him to take you out, he got to pay your bills. See, y'all watch too much reality shows. You get caught up in trying to live the life of those reality people and people you see on social media who basically ain't really living that life like that either. Let's remember, the internet is the place of the TV and it's the idiot bots. But I am really upset at the way that a lot of your women has become masculine. You start moving your neck and, oh, motherfucker, you ain't gonna do this. Like, what happened to the feminine women? Now, if you want to sit up here and blame the man, go ahead. None of y'all want to cook. I guess the word submissive to your man. Now, you got a lot of men, the Pookies and the Ray Rays. They do their dirty shit, and you got the Shaquitas. But what I'm trying to say is, just because they going over to Ghana, just because they going into European countries to find them a woman, they're not coming back here. And they definitely not bringing them here. And them women in the Philippines and all of, they're very happy where they are. They don't want to come here. I have friends who moved from the Bronx 25, 30 years ago that started families over there. Italy, Germany, Thailand. They only come here if they have to do business or work. They don't come here, they're not bringing their family here because this Western world society is totally screwed. Now, we're going to have this conversation at 1 o'clock. If you want to join it, we're going to keep it positive. I don't do negativity. Okay? So let's talk about the Passport Brothers and why you really feel this way. But they're not going over there looking for no family to bring back here. They can do that here. The Dominican Republic in Colombia is old. That's old. Brothers do have money. Brothers do have businesses. You have brothers that don't have kids. They want peace. And then y'all need to take a look at yourself. I love my black women, but you need to take a look. And the Hispanic brothers are feeling the same way. The Caucasian brothers are feeling the same way. But one thing to the black woman, I'm going to tell you this. What you present to the black man, you will not present that to the next man of a different race. But that black man can go and date anybody in any race. But see, one thing that y'all do, a lot of y'all do, y'all go to Dubai. You know why you go to Dubai. You get paid to go there. You sneak off if you got a man. You'll do your girl trips. Let's keep it 100. But let's talk about it at 1 p.m. right here at Rappermedia_Van Silk. This your brother Van Silk, not in my house. I see you at 1 o'clock on Instagram, 3 o'clock on my YouTube channel, not in my house. Peace.
Hold up. Have y'all ever heard of the movement called the Passport Bro? I just heard about it and I think it's completely insane. So to my understanding, these are American men who are just tired of dating American women, whether they find us too difficult or we're not submissive enough, whatever. So they decide to go overseas and find themselves some foreign love. And you know what? I'm the last person who can judge because of my situation. So I'm not here to diss them, but really, I think the idea is insane because of what I have witnessed in my personal life. So for the bros who are just doing this to have a good time, then I don't got to warn y'all because y'all know what's up. But for those of you who are seriously trying to look for love, I'm sorry to break it to you, but I doubt that that's going to happen. In the beginning, everything is going to seem amazing, especially with being in a different country. That just does something to you. So you feel like extra good inside, right? Not to mention the girl that you found. She's young. Ooh, okay. You got me there, huh? Honey, who hurt you? Okay, now I think I understand. So it's not that y'all don't like American women. It's because y'all are tired of black American women. Oh, the truth comes out. So you're bitter because you are intimidated by the black woman. We have raised our standards so high because we finally know our worth. And ooh, that makes you so mad, doesn't it? Now, I made my last video as a warning for you guys because of my personal first-hand experiences, not because I care about what American men are doing. But if you are only going to a different country for love, to get back at us black American women, and you want to make a statement, I'm sorry to break it to you, but we don't give a fuck. We don't care. Do you?